So the self-employment income support scheme has been extended. That is great news. But what does it really mean? How much will you get? When does it come into play? And how do you apply for it? All those questions will be answered in this video. Hi everyone, my name is Simon Misiewicz from Optimise Accountants. I'm here to help you grow your wealth whilst reducing your tax liability. And in this session, we are going to be talking about the Self-Employment Income Support Scheme, which has been extended from the previous schemes that have been set up. Why should you do this? Well, it will help you provide some income into your family and loved ones whilst you're unable to work or being adversely affected because of coronavirus and essentially the lockdowns. Now, when you're going through this, make sure you check this video. A link will be appearing just above my head or below this video description for you to watch that video where I talked about it in August 2020, which you could have made a claim for your self-employment scheme. And of course, I did another video talking about income tax and national insurance charges that will apply for those grants. Unfortunately, HMRC giveth with one hand and taketh with another. So do check out that video of how your grant will be taxed in the future. If you want to know more about the winter economy plan, which Rishi Sunak announced only a few days ago, then do check out that literature as well, so for you to understand how you can get money from the government and additional support. That kind of a session, talk about winter grants and tax and how to build your wealth, is all part of our online community. So why not join me, Simon Misiewicz, every Wednesday at 7 p.m, where I will go through all of the tax changes, legislation announcements, and give you lots more videos and Excel templates to work out how to reduce your tax liability for your business and your investments. There's a 7-day free trial, so why not try that today and meet with me on that first Wednesday at your earliest convenience. Now, let's talk about the SEISS. Now, I'm going to get my amazing wizardly pen here. Laser print it up. So there was the first scheme, which was announced on not announced, but was implemented for June 2020. The second phase was August 2020, when you can make a second claim on your self-employment. Now you've got phase 3 and phase 4. We are going to be focusing our efforts today talking about phase 3, which is November 2020, which is just around the corner from now. And then we've got this phase 4 of 2021 as well. But unfortunately, a lot is yet to be announced for that particular scheme. Now let's talk about the third phase then for November 2020, because that's really the bits that we need to get our heads around. The key dates. We are going to be focusing on the period covering November 2020 and January 2021. Now, eligibility to get this extended self-employment income support scheme, you must have been self-employed during COVID and have now been adversely affected because of the lockdowns which have been imposed in your area. And let's not forget that people may be using your services may also be affected, which itself naturally gives you a downturn. As a result of that, you should be able to claim on this self-employment income support scheme. But the third criteria, right there in the middle there, is that you must have submitted tax returns for the prior 2-3 years. If you haven't done that, then HMRC will decline your application. So I should say, if you've been in an unfortunate situation whereby you gave up your job in 2019, late 2019, and you then have gone through this phase being self-employment up to March 2020 and now been adversely affected by COVID-19 and the lockdowns, you will not be able to be eligible for this grant funding. Now, what we want to focus our efforts on is this key date of November 2020 to January 2021. And bearing in mind, you could be still working as a self-employed person. You are adversely affected, which is anything negative to do with your financials, but you can still get the money. So what the government are saying is do what you can to carry on working, and we'll top up your money for the bits that you will be losing out on. So let's go through an example. The profits may be £30,000 and your quarterly profits therefore would be 7,500. You don't need to be a genius to work that out. It's 30,000 divided by 4 to get your quarters. Now what HMRC will do is give you a grant of £1,500. So if you have lost your business as a result of COVID-19, you will get the 1,500, but in effect you have lost £6,000 worth of profits that you would have ordinarily got before COVID-19 was even heard of. That means that there is a serious problem. It is a 20% grant funding. Now you could be in a position whereby you've been adversely affected and you to the tune of £2,000-3,000. This 1,500 would be a welcomed introduction by Rishi Sunak and HMRC governments. But if you have been so demoralised and affected by COVID-19, then clearly the £1,500 grant is not going to be sufficient enough potentially for your lifestyle needs. Now let's have a look at another situation. You could be in a position whereby you had £50,000 worth of profits, which is more than £30,000 example I showed you earlier. Your per quarter would be 12,500, which then gives you 2,500. But HMRC are capping the amount of grant funding that they're giving to you of 20%, which in this regard is a total of £1,875. So straight away, you're being affected by to the tune of 10,000. If your business has gone altogether because of COVID-19, you used to be getting 12,500 per quarter. Now you're only going to be giving 1,875. You've lost £10,000. That's a major financial impact on you as a self-employed person. I'm not sure what you are going to do about that, but you will need to plan for the future. You will be able to get this grant funding, so you may look at alternative sources of income to support you and your family. Please, if you've found this video to be informative, do give it a like so that other people can see that. This video could be useful to them as well. If you have a question about this new job support scheme or self-employment income support scheme, then please do drop me a comment and I'll answer that as soon as possible. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you'll be notified of any future videos that we release. Until then, my name is Simon Misiewicz from Optimise Accountants. I shall see you again soon.